Hello, I am Endlessness and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. Today I would like to bring you a Sephiroth Crash 2 co-op from a DPS perspective. The first video I did was from a healer's perspective because most people that will need to get helped, it's much easier to make a healer with those minimum requirements, so about 8000 HP and 2000 heal. That's much easier than making a DPS that hits hard enough, because if your DPS character hits for about 5000 per hit, it's nowhere near enough than that he should hit for. Ideally you want at least 10,000. If you have 15,000 or more, that's ideal. However, most of the time I've been doing carries with Oblivion. Both of us have clouds, so however, if one person or even two people they have wind build, for example magic wind Arete or Sephiroth with the dark heavens, so wind Sephiroth, that's also perfectly fine. However, both of us, we've been using clouds. One cloud has to have the bandage sword. Oblivion has that at OB6, so he's more than good, because at OB6 you get high potency, you have to cast that sanctuary only once and you get max magical shield. I've been using also cloud, the Murasame cloud with the edge, the butterfly edge, so that's pretty much the equivalent of Sephiroth's Thorn Wing. It gives you physical defense. Unless you have it at OB6, it's only mid, but at OB6 it gets high, so you have to only cast it once and you're good. But this is my build. It's pretty standard. As always, my enemy launcher at minute, and this time I have 3 sigils just in case. It's easier to cover and you don't have to switch every time. Alright, so this is pretty much the same thing. The battle looks exactly the same, it's just from a different perspective. On our crash carries, most of the time I was with Oblivion. I've also helped Corey, and Corey would also always play Sephiroth, so the battle looks a little bit different because he does more damage on the sigil phase. However, with 2 clouds, I would say we have perfected this battle so far. Oblivion has the maritime sword at OB10, so he's maritime cloud and I am Murasame cloud, but Oblivion has to cast this sanctuary for the whole team only once against the shadow flare to take more damage, less damage, and survive actually that, because that shadow flare will kill you without any shield. But other than that, he will never have to use it again in the battle. And as I have cloud with the physical shield, it will be my job to take care of it and protect the target of every Octa Slash. Over here, we're just doing DPS just to get to that sigil phase. If you don't do enough DPS, you get Octa Slashed, and that would be very unfortunate. However, here I always choose the triangle because Murasame has the triangle sigil boost. So it just goes a little bit faster for us to break those sigils, and then the healer would have it easier to recover all the health. And now it's just the same mid phase, just the damage, so heal that. Most of the time I've also been, when we have been carrying with Oblivion, then I had to guide the battle. So I would say both of us, we perfect this battle. And now it's Octa Slash, and we wanted to use both of our limit breaks. However, this is the only time I've seen, actually in the entire game, I couldn't use my limit break. I've been clicking on it the whole time, but it just doesn't work. And because of that, I was just so surprised that I provided my physical shield, however, to the wrong person. I thought it was Oblivion who would be targeted, but it was me actually. And luckily my limit break worked here. But that's the first time it has ever happened to me in this game, and I have no idea why. However, it's the second sigil phase, and Oblivion he always takes care of the circle sigil because Maritime Sword has the circle sigil boost. And now we just have to take care of the X, but that's very easy. And our healer basically doesn't have to do anything other than heal, which is a very important role. However, Arete, our healer, she just, that night, she did solo crash 1, so we asked her, or you could say that we forced her politely for the crash 1 and 2 clears. And now it's on our Octa Slash, so I am preparing ADB for the barrier, and for some reason I am also again being targeted. That's fine, everyone knows that Sephiroth hates Cloud. He's combat sexual. However, those Octa Slashes start to hurt a little bit more because we are below 50% health. And now as a healer, I always say just to save ADB because Heartless Angel, you don't really need to do anything. Just save ADB because it doesn't matter. If you heal someone or not, they will always end up at 1 HP. However, as the DPS, most of the time you just worry about doing DPS and the sigils, that's all you care about. But when I was guiding the battle, I was guiding most of the battles, so I always have to look at so many things, at ADB of everyone, HP of everyone, just to make sure, because if we fail, that's basically on me. Now it's Octa Slash, so I am providing my shield just to make it easier and more possible to recover and actually survive that. I do a full shield, all 3 stacks, because now those Octa Slashes, they start getting brutal. That's 6000 with a max shield, physical shield. However, you can learn those phases that Sephiroth does. Pretty much every boss, you can learn those phases if you do the battle often enough. And now Heartless Archangel, so we are saving the AEB for Sigil phase. However, both of us, Oblivion and me, we're hitting for about 17,000, which is very good damage. So we don't have to really worry about anything in a battle that we could fail. And Healing Wind on that phase after those sigils, I would always recommend doing this because it will help you to recover much faster with the health, because now I have to do the Stalwart Barrier again because Octa Slash is coming. And this time on Earth, which is quite fitting considering canon. However, as you can see, Sephiroth is almost dead, so we don't really have to worry about anything. In this case here, if it was me, I would have to do a full max potency shield on myself to survive, but I knew Arete had both magical and physical defense on her character, so I just did only mid, casted it only twice, because I knew she will survive that. And other than that, it's just the last bit of DPS and Crash 2 co-op is done. I would say the most intense role in this battle is the healer, because you have to make sure that the whole team survives. Those are mostly reactive heals. You have to either wait with your ADB, sit on it a little to quickly recover the HP on a character that gets hit. And that's because as DPS all you do pretty much is DPS the whole time and just sometimes save a little bit ADB to protect someone or do the sigils. That's very chill and very fun battle. But as a healer, you could say yes, healer is the carry most of the time. However, healer is the most important role in every battle, because you can't do any DPS if you're dead. However, yes, thank you very much for watching, and I hope it was helpful, and I see you on the next one.